Have you ever heard of the Czech Republic? A small country in the heart of Europe with an area of just about 88,000 square kilometers and no coastline? Small but far from ordinary, this country is a hidden gem full of surprises that you won't find anywhere else. The Czech Republic is famous not only as a beer lover's paradise, but also as the homeland of stunningly beautiful, strong, and charismatic women. These women are passionate, yet courteous, and often more proactive than the men. Get ready to uncover 13 surprising and unique facts about the Czech Republic, the jewel of Central Europe. Let's step into this fascinating world and discover things you've never known before. If you ask a traveler who's been to the Czech Republic what they remember most about the country, the answer will likely be the striking beauty of the women. Czech women are famous for their captivating looks, porcelain skin, deep blue or gray eyes like the northern sky, and long, shiny hair that catches the first rays of the morning sun. But don't be fooled into thinking they're just about looks. Their beauty runs much deeper. It's also in their confident, friendly demeanor and graceful presence. You'll be surprised by how open and approachable Czech women are. They won't hesitate to greet you on the street, even if it's your first meeting. Sometimes they'll even start a conversation, making you feel like you're talking to an old friend, not a stranger. Czech women are independent and strong, but they're also incredibly polite. In fact, in some situations, you might even find them more polite and gallant than the men. One cultural quirk you'll quickly pick up on is that beer isn't just for the guys in the Czech Republic. Women love it too, that's right. If you think only men hang out at bars with a large beer in hand, you're in for a surprise. Czech women are loyal beer drinkers. After work, it's not unusual for them to invite you for a cold one, and this is a natural part of the social scene here. Imagine a warm spring day strolling under blooming cherry trees on the cobblestone streets of Prague. A beautiful Czech woman with a smile as bright as the sun approaches and invites you to enjoy a refreshing pilsner at a riverside pub by the Vltava River. This isn't some romantic movie scene. It's something that could very well happen to you, and you'll remember it forever. Beer in the Czech Republic is more than just a drink. It's a way for people to connect, share stories, and build friendships. Czech women are confident and unafraid to express themselves. You'll notice this when they walk into a beer hall and order a big glass without hesitation. They know how to savor a beer, from picking the perfect brew to raising their glasses with enthusiasm. In fact, they might even know more about beer than the guys do, from flavor profiles to alcohol content and which breweries are the best. So don't be surprised if you find yourself chatting with a Czech woman about the differences between Pilsner Urquell and Budweiser Budvar. They really are beer experts. If you think the Germans or the Irish are the true beer connoisseurs, think again. The Czech Republic is the real king of the beer world, holding the title for the highest beer consumption in the world. Every year, the average Czech drinks a whopping 142 liters of beer, which is nearly 400 large glasses. To put that into perspective, it's like having a beer every single day of the year, not including weekend parties or beer festivals. This is double the beer consumption of Americans, and it even surpasses beer-loving countries like Germany or Belgium. Czechs don't just drink a lot of beer, they have a special relationship with it. For them, beer isn't just a refreshing drink, it's an integral part of their culture, history, and social life. It's no surprise to see people in the Czech Republic drinking beer more often than water. A fun survey revealed that 65% of Czechs drink beer every day, and some even call it flavored mineral water. When you visit the Czech Republic, you'll be amazed by the number of traditional beer pubs, hospity, scattered across the streets. These pubs are packed not only on weekends but also on any given weekday. Don't be shocked if you walk into a pub on a Tuesday at 11 a.m. and find the place buzzing with people already holding beers. For Czechs, there's no wrong time for a beer. One of the most iconic beers in the Czech Republic is Pilsner Urquell, considered the world's first Pilsner. Created in 1842 in Plzeň, it's a beer with a signature taste, golden in color, light yet slightly bitter, and incredibly refreshing. Imagine sitting under the shade of a giant tree, sipping a cold Pilsner on a hot summer day. That's the perfect beer experience, refreshing to the eyes and soothing to the throat. Nothing beats it. What's more, beer in the Czech Republic is super affordable. A pint in Prague can cost as little as $1 to $2, cheaper than a bottle of imported water. That's why Czechs joke that they drink beer to save money on water. If you're looking for a place with an affordable cost of living, then this section is for you. Rent for a one-bedroom apartment in the city center ranges from $400 to $700 per month. In smaller cities like Brno or Ostrava, the rent can be as low as $200 to $500. By comparison, renting a similar apartment in cities like Paris or London could cost $1,800 to $2,000 per month. Grocery shopping is also reasonably priced, ranging from $200 to $300 per month if you cook for yourself. A meal at a casual restaurant can cost between $7 and $10, while dinner at a mid-range restaurant will run you $12 to $20. Basic groceries like bread, meat, and dairy are much cheaper than in Western Europe, helping you save a lot. Public transportation is very affordable as well, with a monthly pass in Prague costing just about $25. This is much cheaper than cities like Berlin or Amsterdam, where monthly passes can cost twice as much. If you drive, gas is about $6 per gallon plus parking fees, but it's still cheaper than in many other European cities. Basic utilities for an apartment, including electricity, water, heating, and internet, range from $150 to $200 per month. Entertainment is also friendly to your wallet, with movie tickets costing about $7 to $10 and admission to popular tourist attractions rarely exceeding $15. To live comfortably in the Czech Republic, you'll need about $800 to $1,000 a month, far less than the $2,000 or more required in major Western European or North American cities. For instance, living comfortably in Paris or London would typically require between $2,000 to $2,500, and in New York it's easy to exceed $3,000. With costs like these, do you think the Czech Republic could be the right place for you to visit or settle in? If so, comment with a 1. If not, comment with a 0, and we'll suggest another low-cost country for you. If you ever thought toilets were just a basic modern necessity, not worth a second glance, think twice after visiting the Museum of Historical Toilets in Prague. This isn't your average museum with traditional artifacts. It's home to over 1,800 objects ranging from classic porcelain chamber pots to gold-plated toilets and strange cleaning tools from ancient times. Established to explore the history of sanitation and significant inventions in human life, this museum attracts thousands of tourists every year, making it a must-see, unique destination in Prague. One of the most fascinating parts of the museum is its collection of chamber pots that once belonged to famous historical figures. You can see Napoleon Bonaparte's chamber pot, one of history's greatest military leaders, or a pot that supposedly belonged to Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. Even more intriguing, the museum owns a chamber pot that once belonged to Emperor Qianlong of China, a ruler known for his wealth and power during the Qing dynasty. These aren't just simple sanitary items, they're cultural relics with historical significance, offering a glimpse into the daily lives of some of history's greatest figures. But the museum doesn't stop at ancient artifacts. It also showcases early toilet designs from the dawn of civilization. Did you know that the first recorded toilets date back to ancient Rome? The Romans built complex public sanitation systems complete with running water and drainage, one of the most advanced technical feats of its time. This shows that even back then, hygiene was taken seriously and developed to remarkable standards. Every February, when the cold still grips the land and the last bits of snow haven't melted away, the people of the Czech Republic come together to celebrate a special event called National Marriage Week. It's not just a chance for couples to celebrate their love, but also an opportunity to renew their vows and reflect on why they chose each other in the first place. This nationwide event attracts thousands of couples, from young lovers to those who have been married for over half a century. What makes National Marriage Week so special isn't just the scale of the event, but the romantic spirit and deep meaning behind it. For an entire week, cities and towns across the country host activities like trial weddings, love and marriage workshops, and dance parties just for couples. These aren't your typical formal events, but real experiences meant to help couples reconnect, reignite their passion, and make lasting memories. A standout feature of National Marriage Week is the Love Bridge in the town of Subotica. This bridge is famous for its tradition of love locks, where couples write their names on a lock, attach it to the bridge, and toss the key into the river. This act symbolizes eternal, unbreakable love, just like the lock that's permanently attached to the bridge. The Love Bridge has become a romantic destination for thousands of couples each year, creating a colorful scene with locks of all shapes and sizes sparkling in the sunlight. But why is this event so necessary and unique? Here's an interesting yet somewhat sobering fact. The Czech Republic has one of the highest divorce rates in Europe, with nearly 50% of marriages ending in divorce, even higher than Sweden. One reason for this is that Czechs place a high value on personal freedom and aren't afraid to end a relationship if they're no longer happy. That's why National Marriage Week exists, to encourage couples to reflect on their relationships, rediscover the love they once shared, and remind each other why they chose to be together. Czech cuisine is a flavorful feast of Central European delights, with each dish offering rich, satisfying tastes that every traveler should try. Svikova is a standout, featuring tender beef in a creamy sauce with vegetables and spices, served with steamed bread and cranberry jam. The hearty flavors of this dish will surely please even the most discerning palate. Another must-try is Vepro Nedlo Zelo, crispy roasted pork served with steamed bread and tangy sweet sauerkraut. This dish perfectly balances the rich flavor of the pork, the soft texture of the bread, and the refreshing tartness of the sauerkraut for an unforgettable taste experience. As you wander the streets, you'll encounter trdelnik, a sweet pastry coated in cinnamon sugar and almonds freshly roasted on the streets of Prague. These golden, crispy dough rings are simply irresistible. Don't miss out on goulash, a hearty beef stew with a mild, spicy kick, often served with bread to soak up the flavorful broth. Of course, a trip to the Czech Republic wouldn't be complete without enjoying some beer. The country is a haven for craft beer lovers, with everything from light, refreshing pilsners to dark, rich brews. Each sip, paired with traditional Czech dishes, creates a culinary experience that takes you on a flavorful journey through Czech culture. Number 7. Prague, the gem of Central Europe. If there's one city you can't miss when visiting the Czech Republic, it's Prague. A historic capital with over 1,100 years of history, Prague is known as the gem of Central Europe. Prague isn't just famous for its unique architecture, but also for being a living museum, where every street and alley tells a captivating story. Strolling through Prague feels like stepping into a romantic adventure where the past and present blend seamlessly. A must-see is Charles Bridge, the ancient stone bridge that spans the Vltava River. Built in the 14th century during the reign of King Charles IV, it's not just a stunning architectural feat, but also a cultural icon of Prague. At 516 meters long with 30 intricately carved statues along its rails, it's the perfect place to stop and take in the views of the river and snap some pictures. You'll often see street performers along the bridge, from violinists to portrait artists, adding to the charm of the spot. Early mornings or sunsets, when the bridge is shrouded in mist, make for an ethereal, fairy tale-like atmosphere that's perfect for a quiet, romantic moment. Continue your exploration, and just a short walk away you'll find Old Town Square, the heart of Prague, where architecture from Gothic, Baroque, and Renaissance styles come together. This square isn't just a public space, but a historic venue where countless important events have unfolded over the centuries. Number 6. The Witch-Burning Festival. The Witch-Burning Festival, or Karadejnici in Czech, is one of the most unique and lively traditional festivals in the Czech Republic. Held on the last night of April, it marks the end of the cold winter and the arrival of warm spring. The festival is not only a fun celebration, but also carries deep cultural and spiritual significance, stemming from ancient times when people believed in supernatural forces. On the night of the festival, people from villages and cities across the country gather, dressing up as witches, demons, and other mystical creatures. The highlight of the event is the creation of straw dolls symbolizing witches, which are then thrown into a huge bonfire. The flames light up the night sky, bringing hopes of purification and renewal to the community. The fire is also seen as a way to drive away evil spirits and negative energy accumulated over the long winter. Imagine a vast space under a starry sky with hundreds of people gathered around a massive bonfire. The air is filled with music as people join hands and dance, celebrating the arrival of spring. It's a time for the local community to come together, rejoicing in the revival of nature. Children dress up as little witches with brooms, while adults share spooky stories and legends about witches and spirits. Number 5. No sea but still a beach. Yes, you heard that right. The Czech Republic is a landlocked country with no coastline, but that doesn't stop its people from enjoying the feeling of a beach. For Czechs, any place with water can become a beach. Instead of traveling hundreds of kilometers to the coast, the Czechs have created their own sunbathing spots along famous lakes and rivers like the Vltava, offering a unique and enjoyable way to soak up the sun. These free beaches aren't just places to sunbathe, they are spaces of freedom where locals can relax without worrying about judgment from others. Here, the usual social norms seem to be left at the door, making room for comfort, naturalness, and a sense of being at one with nature. One of the most famous bathing spots in Prague is Kobylisy, considered a paradise of freedom in the heart of the capital. Kobylisy isn't a white sandy beach like you might expect, but a riverside area surrounded by green trees offering a private and tranquil space. It's the perfect escape from the hustle and bustle of the city. You'll see locals reading books, playing guitar, or even engaging in activities like kayaking or beach volleyball. As a visitor, you might feel a little shy at first, as the setting is quite different from typical beaches. But don't worry, everyone here is very laid back and friendly. No one really cares about what you're wearing or what you're doing. Instead, they're just focused on enjoying the moment in the sun, listening to the gentle ripple of the Vltava River, and sipping on a cold Pilsner beer. The sense of freedom and relaxation is so complete that you might forget all your worries and simply bask in the joy of a perfect summer day. Number 4, a diverse expat community. The Czech Republic, particularly Prague, has long been an attractive destination not only for tourists but also for foreigners seeking a new life. The city is now home to about 1 million expats, making up nearly 10% of the country's population. They come from all over the world, creating a diverse and vibrant community that enriches the city's cultural fabric. For many, Prague isn't just a place to visit. It's a place to build a career, make friends, and enjoy a high quality of life at an affordable cost. As you walk through the streets of Prague, you'll notice something interesting. The city feels like a mini global neighborhood. You can easily find French cafes with delicious croissants, Italian restaurants serving wood-fired pizzas, or Asian eateries offering traditional flavors. From the historic Malastrana to the bustling Vinohrady district, international shops and restaurants not only provide familiar tastes for expats but also enrich the culinary experience for locals. You can savor sushi at a Japanese restaurant, sip an espresso at an Italian cafe, or try a hot bowl of Vietnamese pho right in the heart of Prague. Prague is also known for its lively cultural and art scene. Every year, the city hosts several major music festivals that attract thousands of participants, including the Colors of Ostrava and the Metronome Festival. Colors of Ostrava, held in an old industrial area in Ostrava, is one of the largest multi-genre music festivals in Central Europe. This 4-day event gathers top artists from all over the world, delivering electrifying performances. Meanwhile, the Metronome Festival, held in Prague, features performances from top indie rock and pop bands. It's a fantastic opportunity for both locals and visitors to enjoy vibrant music, dance, and endless fun. Number 3. A passion for sports. The people of the Czech Republic have a deep love for sports. So much so, that if you happen to visit a pub on a Saturday night and hear loud cheers from the crowd, don't worry, they're not arguing. They're just passionately cheering for their favorite team. Football, or soccer, is considered the king of sports here, with famous teams like SK Slavia Prague and AC Sparta Prague making waves, especially during intense derby matches. Picture this. Tens of thousands of fans drenched in red and blue screaming so loudly that even the pigeons on the roof of St. Vitus Cathedral fly off to find quieter spots. But if football is the king, ice hockey is the soul of Czech sports. The Czechs love ice hockey so much that they're willing to bundle up in scarves and wool hats and brave freezing temperatures just to witness the hard-hitting action on the ice. The Czech national ice hockey team is one of the best in the world. If you ask any local who the most famous athlete is, the answer will definitely be Jaromír Jágr, a living legend with his signature mullet hairstyle who played hockey well into his 50s without slowing down. If there were a Most Resilient Athlete award, Jágr would probably win it without any competition. Ice hockey is such an integral part of Czech identity that families gather around TV screens or head to the stadiums, from grandparents to grandchildren, to enjoy the excitement. The sound of cheers, laughter, and the clatter of sticks on ice creates an atmosphere of joy, pride, and pure excitement. There's even a joke in the Czech Republic. If you want to make friends with a Czech, just say you like ice hockey and they'll treat you like family. Number 2, the Prague Astronomical Clock. When you think of Prague, the beautiful capital of the Czech Republic, you can't miss its iconic astronomical clock, located in the Old Town Square. This isn't just an ordinary timepiece, it's a magnificent work of art and engineering with immense historical value, attracting millions of tourists every year. Built in 1410, it's one of the oldest astronomical clocks still in operation today, and has been an integral part of Prague's culture for over 600 years. The Prague astronomical clock, or horloge, doesn't just tell the time, it also tracks the cycles of the sun and moon and the position of the zodiac signs. When you look at the clock face, you'll see three main rings. The outermost ring marks time in the medieval style, the middle one shows time in Roman numerals, and the innermost ring displays the moon's phases and the zodiac signs. This is a complex astronomical tool designed by the most skilled scientists and technicians of the time. An unforgettable feature of the clock is its moving sculptures, which are activated every hour, creating a unique performance that no visitor can miss. The four main statues represent the greatest threats of medieval humanity. Death, holding an hourglass, reminds us that time is always running out. Greed, with a bag of money, symbolizes insatiable desire. Vanity, holding a mirror, represents pride. The heretic symbolizes those who went against the faith. These statues move as the clock chimes, creating a lively and mysterious scene that draws the attention of hundreds of tourists every time the hour strikes. This astronomical clock is not only a symbol of medieval engineering brilliance, but also carries a thrilling legend. According to folklore, after completing the clock, Master Hannes, the brilliant clockmaker who designed and crafted it, was invited by city officials to attend its grand unveiling. However, because they were so impressed with his work, and wanted Prague to be the only place with such a clock, they ordered that Hannes be blinded so he couldn't replicate it elsewhere. In his anger and sorrow, Master Hannes is said to have cursed the clock. Legend has it that just before his death he touched the mechanism one last time, making it mysterious and difficult to repair. From that moment on, it was believed that if the clock ever stopped, Prague itself would face disaster. Indeed, there have been instances when the clock malfunctioned and stopped running for extended periods, and bad events followed. One such incident in 2002 saw the clock stop right before a historic flood devastated the city. Many locals saw this as proof of Hannes's curse, and the legend became even more entrenched. Number 1. Prague Castle. Standing proudly on the Hradčany Hill, Prague Castle is one of the most famous and oldest landmarks in the Czech Republic. With an area of nearly 70,000 square meters, it is recognized as the largest castle complex in the world by Guinness World Records. Built in the 9th century, the castle was once the home of Bohemian kings and Holy Roman emperors. Today, it remains the official residence of the President of the Czech Republic. Truly, it's a historical and architectural gem brimming with centuries of culture and art. As you step into the castle grounds, you'll feel as though you've entered a completely different world, one where time seems to stand still. The ancient architecture and gray stone walls exude an air of mystery, evoking images of grand coronation ceremonies, tense political meetings, and even secretive plots. From towering Gothic spires to intricate Baroque chapels, every structure here tells its own historical tale, captivating visitors with its beauty and charm. One of the must-see places in the castle is St. Vitus Cathedral, an iconic example of Gothic architecture with its stunning stained glass windows and exquisite gemstone mosaics. This cathedral was the site of coronation ceremonies for Bohemian kings for hundreds of years. When you step inside, you'll experience a sacred and majestic atmosphere, with light shimmering through the colorful windows, creating a magical ambiance. Don't miss visiting the tomb of Saint Wenceslas, the patron saint of the Czech Republic, where locals often come to pray and seek blessings. One of the most delightful experiences at Prague Castle is strolling along the Golden Lane, a narrow, colorful street beside the old castle walls. Built in the late 16th century, Golden Lane was originally home to craftsmen and castle guards. The charming, brightly painted houses here create a fairy tale-like beauty in stark contrast to the imposing architecture of the surrounding towers and chapels. House number 22 on this street was once the residence of the famous writer Franz Kafka, who wrote many of his works here. You can enter these small houses, admire the ancient artifacts, and get a glimpse into the simple life of the artisans who lived there. So there you have it, 13 unique facts about the Czech Republic. From vibrant festivals and historic bridges to its strong-willed, beautiful culture, we hope this list has given you a fresh, exciting perspective on this wonderful country. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an adventure with us. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next journey.